He rented office space. And convinced the world. It was a spiritual movement. He called himself a founder. His investors called him a visionary. His employees called him a messiah. His company was valued at $47 billion. It was a company that rented desks. And then, in 6 weeks, $40 billion of that value simply disappeared. Not because of a scandal. Not because of fraud. Because people finally read the business plan. His name is Adam Neumann. And this is the greatest story ever told. About the power of believing your own lies. Adam Neumann was born in Israel in 1979. His childhood was unstable. His parents divorced. He moved schools constantly. Struggled with dyslexia. He served in the Israeli Navy. Then moved to New York. With barely any money. And an almost supernatural ability to talk to people. He could walk into any room. Any room. And within minutes. Make every single person in it feel like they were part of something bigger than themselves. He tried several businesses. All failed. Then in 2010, with his co-founder Miguel McKelvey, he opened a shared office space in New York. Simple concept. Rent a big space. Divide it into smaller spaces. Rent those to startups and freelancers. He called it WeWork. The idea was not new. Shared office spaces had existed for decades. But Adam Neumann had something no shared office space had ever had before. A story. A vision. A feeling. And on Wall Street, feelings can be worth billions. Adam Neumann did not pitch WeWork as an office rental company. He pitched it as a revolution. He said WeWork was not about desks. It was about community. About changing how humans work. About elevating the world's consciousness. He actually said that. Elevating the world's consciousness. Through office space. And somehow, some of the smartest investors in the world believed him. In 2017, SoftBank, the Japanese tech giant, invested $4 billion in WeWork. Its founder Masayoshi Son met Neumann for 12 minutes. 12 minutes. And wrote a check for $4 billion, he later said. In a room with smart people and crazy people. Always bet on the crazy one. Money poured in. WeWork expanded. New York. London. Tokyo. Mumbai. 800 locations across 38 countries. Neumann flew on a private jet. Stocked with tequila. He surfed between meetings. He took his guitar on business trips. He bought a wave pool. A private school. A stake in a surf company. All using WeWork money. And still, the valuation kept rising. Because when the story is good enough, nobody checks the numbers. By 2019, WeWork was the largest private office tenant in New York. In London. In Washington, D.C. It had 12,500 employees. It was valued at $47 billion. Making it the second most valuable startup in America. Adam Neumann was worth an estimated $14 billion. On paper. Then WeWork decided to go public. To list on the stock market. And to do that, they had to publish their financial documents. For the first time, the world saw the numbers. And the numbers were catastrophic. WeWork had lost $1.9 billion in a single year. It was spending $2 for every $1 it earned. Adam Neumann had given himself a $5.9 million payment for trademarking the word we to his own company. He had taken out hundreds of millions in loans, using WeWork shares as collateral. He had sold $700 million of his own shares before the company went public. The same company, he told employees, to believe in. Analysts read the documents. And the questions began. Slowly at first. Then all at once. In September 2019, WeWork postponed its IPO. The valuation that had stood at $47 billion dropped to $10 billion. Then $8 billion. Then nobody wanted to buy it at all. The board turned on Neumann. They forced him to resign as CEO. He negotiated his exit package. $1.7 billion. To leave the company he had destroyed. $1.7 billion. To go. WeWork laid off 2,400 employees. People who had believed in the mission. Who had taken lower salaries. Because they trusted the vision. Who had been told they were changing the world. They were handed cardboard boxes and escorted out. WeWork eventually went public in 2021 at a valuation of $9 billion, down from $47 billion. In 2023, it filed for bankruptcy. The company that had been worth $47 billion was worth nothing. Adam Neumann walked away with $1.7 billion. His employees walked away with nothing. That is the part that stays with you. Adam Neumann is currently building a new company. He has already raised $350 million for it. Make of that what you will. The lesson of WeWork is not that vision is worthless. Vision is everything. The lesson is simpler. Vision without honesty is just a story. And stories eventually end. Always check the numbers. Always ask the uncomfortable questions. And never mistake a great pitch for a great business. This has been Untold Chapters. Subscribe. The next chapter is waiting.